5 episodes. 5 completely different sides of the same province. Ancient temples that have been receiving pilgrims for 500 years. A lake that turns red every December. A morning market where the best meal in Thailand costs 40 baht. A national park where the trails are empty on a Tuesday. A forest with Cold War bunkers hidden in it. All of it in a province that barely appears on any international travel itinerary. This final episode is the one that makes all of that actually happen. Everything covered in the previous 5 episodes, distilled into the practical information needed to plan a real visit. How to get here, when to come, where to stay, how much it costs, what to do in what order. No filler, no padding, just the information. Sakon Nakhon is in the upper northeast of Thailand, roughly 650 kilometers from Bangkok by road. The transport options make that distance less significant than it sounds. By air, the fastest and most practical option. Sakon Nakhon has a domestic airport with direct flights from Bangkok. The flight takes 1 hour and 15 minutes. Booked in advance, return fares come in below 2,000 baht. The airport is small, the process is simple, and the city center is 10 to 15 minutes away. By overnight bus, the budget option. Buses leave Bangkok's Mochit terminal in the evening and arrive early the following morning. The journey takes 9 to 10 hours. VIP and first-class buses on this route are comfortable and air-conditioned with reclining seats. The fare is 5 to 800 baht, significantly cheaper than flying but requiring a night of travel. By train to Udon Thani, then connecting by bus, the scenic option. The overnight train from Bangkok takes around 11 hours. From Udon Thani, buses and shared taxis connect to Sakon Nakhon in 2.5 to 3 hours. This option adds time but passes through the heart of the Isan Plain, establishing the geography before arrival. For most visitors, the practical choice is flying into Bangkok and taking the domestic connection the same day. The total journey door-to-door from central Bangkok is 3 to 4 hours. The timing of a visit determines the experience significantly. The province has 3 distinct seasons, and each offers something different. The cool season, November through February, is the best overall window. Temperatures drop to the low to mid-20s during the day and can fall below 20 degrees at night. Skies are clear. The light in the late afternoon is extraordinary. The paddy fields are gold with ripening rice or freshly harvested and open to the horizon. The trails in the national park are dry and comfortable. This is when the province is at its most visually compelling. October deserves particular attention. It sits at the tail end of the rainy season. The forest is intensely green. The waterfalls are at their fullest, and the lake is at its maximum extent. October is the month of the Oak Fansa Festival, the night festival on the lake that is one of the most extraordinary events. A visit time to coincide with that festival night is worth prioritizing for its unique visual beauty. December and January are the peak months for the red lotus bloom. The cool season is at its coolest and the blooms are densest. Early morning light combined with the extraordinary color of the lotus fields produces conditions available nowhere else in Thailand. April should be avoided. Temperatures regularly exceed 40 degrees Celsius. Outdoor activity becomes genuinely difficult. The landscape is at its driest, and the experience of the province is a fraction of what it is at any other time of year. Where to stay? Here, budget does not mean compromise. Imagine a simple, clean guest house room with a stunning lake view. Accommodation in Sakon Nakhon City ranges from simple guest houses to mid-range hotels, with nothing at the upper end of the international luxury scale. For the visitor this series is aimed at, this selection is entirely appropriate. The western shore of the lake is the best location. Several guest houses and small hotels sit close to the lakeside promenade, and a lake view room costs between 400 and 800 baht per night. The practical value of that location goes beyond the view. It means walking 5 minutes to the water before dawn. That proximity is the difference between actually doing the early morning visits and deciding they are too much effort. Simple guest houses without lake views are available from 250 to 350 baht per night. They are clean, functional, and entirely adequate as a base for a visit focused on daytime activity. Mid-range hotels in the city center offer air-conditioned rooms with breakfast for between 800 and 1500 baht per night. This is the upper end of what is available in the province and still inexpensive by any international standard. Camping within Phupan National Park is possible at a nominal fee. Waking up inside the park before dawn and walking directly onto the trail is a genuinely different experience from arriving from the city. A total accommodation budget for 5 nights comes to between 2 and 4,000 baht. That is $50 to $100 for 5 nights in a province with enough to fill a week of genuinely interesting activity. The daily budget for Sakon Nakhon is lower than almost any comparable destination in Thailand, because the economy here is not priced for international tourism. Accommodation, 500 baht per night as a planning figure for a lakeview room. Food is where the budget advantage is most dramatic. 3 full meals from the morning market and street stalls cost between 150 and 250 baht total. The grilled chicken breakfast from episode 4 costs 40 baht. A bowl of noodle soup costs 30 to 50 baht. A full dinner at a local restaurant costs 80 to 150 baht. Budget 200 to 400 baht per day for food and eat very well. Transport within the province depends on the style of travel. A hired motorcycle costs 200 to 300 baht per day and gives complete freedom across the provincial road network. A tuk-tuk within the city costs 30 to 60 baht per journey. A shared songthaw on fixed routes costs 20 to 30 baht. Budget 150 baht on a motorcycle day, 50 baht on a city day. Entrance fees are minimal. The national park is a few hundred baht as a one-time payment. The temples are free. The lake is free. The morning market is free. A realistic total daily budget. Lakeview accommodation. 3 meals from local stalls, motorcycle hire, occasional entrance fees is between 900 and 1200 baht per day, 25 to 35 US dollars. For 5 days, including the flight from Bangkok, the total is unlikely to exceed 15,000 baht, around 400 US dollars. For a complete visit covering every destination in this series, 5 days is the right amount of time for a first visit that covers everything in this series. Here is how those days work. Day 1 is arrival and orientation. The morning flight from Bangkok lands early, leaving the rest of the day to check into lakeside accommodation. Walk the Western Shore Promenade in the afternoon and visit the Great White Stupa, Wat Phra That Chong Chum, in the late afternoon. The light is at its best then. Enjoy dinner on the lake promenade. Early to bed because day 2 starts before 5. Day 2 is the morning market and the lake. Up before 5. The morning market first for breakfast and the full market experience. See the produce, the vendors, and the energy of a place that will be completely packed up before most tourists have even woken up. Then to the northern shore of the lake as the light comes up. The lotus fields or the fishing boats returning. The lake at dawn from the northern shore at golden hour is the single best experience available in the province. The afternoon is slower. The lake promenade, Wat Pasutmawat, and an early dinner. Day 3 is the national park. Leave by 7 on a hired motorcycle, 40 minutes west on a good road. Morning on the trails. The waterfall route is the primary destination. Afternoon on the sandstone ridge for views across the forest. Day 4 is the countryside. A full day by motorcycle exploring the landscape south and east of the city. See the silk-weaving villages, the small rural temples, and the paddy field roads. Follow the roads and stop when something looks interesting. Enjoy lunch from a village roadside stall. This day is about the authentic rhythm of rural life. Day 5 is flexible. If it's October, the evening is reserved for the Oak Fansa Festival. Otherwise, enjoy a second morning at the market. The flight back to Bangkok departs in the afternoon, completing a visit that covers every major destination without feeling rushed. Quick practical shots. Cash at an ATM, a SIM card, a motorcycle hire, the cool season light. Useful and direct. A few practical points that make a real difference. Cash is essential. The morning market, street food stalls, fishing families on the lake, and smaller temples all operate in cash. ATMs in the city center accept international cards. Drawing out enough for 2 or 3 days at a time is simpler. A local SIM card makes navigation considerably easier. Major Thai networks have coverage across the province. They sell tourist SIM cards at the airport or convenience stores for a few hundred baht with generous data. Google Maps works well for provincial roads and for finding lotus viewing points and a national park entrance. The language situation is easier than it appears. Very little English is spoken at the morning market or in villages. But the transactions, buying food or hiring a motorcycle, do not require much language. Pointing and gestures cover almost everything. Thai people in this part of the country approach the situation with patience and good humor. Dress codes at the temples are non-negotiable. Shoulders and knees covered. Shoes removed before entering any temple building. This applies to both men and women and is observed without exception by the local visitors who shared these spaces. Health and safety considerations are minimal. The province is safe. Street food is fresh and prepared by experienced local cooks. The main health consideration is heat. On a motorcycle, wear a helmet and take care on unfamiliar roads. Do not ride after dark. Follow these simple tips for a smooth and respectful journey through rural Thailand. Six episodes, one province. A 500-year-old temple that receives pilgrims every day and foreign tourists almost never. A lake that turns red in December and hosts one of the most beautiful festivals in Thailand in October. A morning market where breakfast costs 40 baht and tastes like nothing available in Bangkok. A national park with Cold War bunkers in the jungle and empty trails on a Tuesday. A countryside of rice paddies, silk weaving villages, and sandstone formations that have never been on a magazine cover. All of it reachable from Bangkok in under 2 hours. All of it affordable on a budget that would last 3 days in Phuket. All of it completely, stubbornly, almost defiantly off the international tourist map. Sakon Nakhon does not need to be discovered. It has been here the whole time. The stupa has been receiving pilgrims for 500 years. The fishermen have been on the lake before dawn every morning for generations. The morning market has been opening before 5 every day, regardless of whether anyone from outside the province ever showed up. What this series has attempted to do is make the argument that showing up is worth it. That the parts of Thailand the tourism industry has not yet found are not lesser versions of the parts it has found. That a province without a beach club or an infinity pool can offer something those things cannot. An encounter with a place that is entirely itself, on its own terms, for its own reasons. That argument stands or falls on whether a viewer books a flight after watching. This is Travel Savvy Thailand. There is more to this region than one series can cover, and this channel is going back. Subscribe to follow along. The next series is already in production. If this series has changed how the northeast of Thailand looks to you, leave a comment below. Every comment gets a reply. Every question about visiting gets an honest answer.